Good morning, everybody. I will be presenting my PowerPoint presentation on native scents. I apologize that I can't attend today's class session with everyone. So I did a little bit of research on history, and I was able to scramble it up together and basically give you like feedback of what happened before us Native Americans started using the systems income. And it says the federal government has a long-established special relationship with Native Americans characterized by our status as governmentally independent entities, dependent on the United States for support and protection in exchange for land and in compensation for forced removal from our original homelands. The government promised through the laws, treaties, and pledges to support and protect Native Americans. Funding for programs associated with those promised has fallen short, and Native people continue to suffer the consequences of a discretionary history. Federal efforts to raise their standards of others have long been in motion, but Native Americans still suffer higher rates of poverty, poor educational achievement, substandard housing, and higher rates of disease and illness. Native Americans continue to rank at or near the bottom of nearly every social, health, and economic indicator. The system's income. Native Americans are the poorest racial group in America. Most Native Americans living on reservations are living in poverty. Native Americans also receive monthly payments and other assistance from the government, which is false. Not every Native American receives monthly payments, same as not every tribe gets money to give to their people. Here are some of the programs our system's income provide, which is supplemental assistance, which is SNAP or food stamps, temporary assistance for needy family, which is TANF, Medicaid, supplemental security income, which is SSI, housing assistance, and supplemental or special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children, also known as WIC. Here are 5 ways the government keeps Native Americans under poverty, and I had added this in there because in one of the articles that I'm going to cite at the end of the presentation tried to say that Native Americans freeload off the government's money. And so I just wanted to throw a little bit of facts in there that Native Americans are basically given no choice. Native lands are owned and managed by federal government. Nearly every aspect of economic development is controlled by federal agencies. Reservations have a complex legal framework that hinders economic growth. Energy regulations make it difficult for tribes to develop their resources. The federal government has repeatedly mismanaged Indian assets. And so I put this in there because as I was researching for this PowerPoint, I've learned a lot of new things, and I've came across things that I didn't know and things that you didn't want to hear, but it's good to know. So, in all of this saying is, in articles that I have read, most of them are basically saying Native Americans were freeloaders, but I also explain, in those articles also explain that Native Americans weren't given a chance, basically. If we had our own land in our own hands and they weren't run by nobody but us, it's a guaranteed fact that Native Americans wouldn't be living under the system's income. Here's an overview of what and why, and it's just an overview of all the social welfare benefits. And we have SNAP, which is a federal income or a federal program that provides food purchasing for low and no-income people. We have TANF, which is an aid to families with dependent children program, providing cash assistance to Native American families through the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. We have Medicaid, which provides of health coverage for millions of Americans, including eligible low-income adults, children, pregnant women, elderly adults, and people with disabilities. We have SSI, which was created to help aged, blind, and disabled people who have little to no income, which also helps provide with food, clothing, and shelter. We have housing assistance, provides safe, affordable homes for low-income families as well as the elderly and disabled. I'm going to read that again. Now, if anyone is interested in this and actually reads the articles that I put out there, in the articles, they say that Native Americans get free housing, which is wrong. We don't get free housing. I've been on the housing list for 3 years now. Sorry. And so I just wanted to put that out there because, like I said, doing research and stuff, I found so many things that I never knew about or I have never came across before. And so I just wanted to point that out. We also have WIC, Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children. It is also a federal assistance program for the Food and Nutrition Service of Department of Agriculture of low-income pregnant women, breastfeeding women, and children under the age of 5. Here are some interviews that I did. Interview 1, I had asked if I had asked how they save their money and how do they use it. And she replied, she used to have a savings and checking account, even a credit card. She also explained how she saved money by always putting 20% of her checks from work or any checks in general in her savings account and never touched it. Only when it was really necessary or she had put her mindset on something she really wanted. And she never forgot to turn her pickle jars into coin bank jars. Mind you guys, the person I interviewed was my grandmother. So, yeah. I had asked her if she remembers any of her peers had bank accounts, and she said no. Next interviewer, I had asked the same question, and she replied, I have a student banking account system that I use. If I wanted to save money through my student bank, I would just collect to my savings account. I have a habit of only buying what I need first, and then when I get bored, I sometimes just go on a shopping spree for my daughter and myself. I don't really think about saving sometimes. I usually spend until I go broke. When I do want to save up for something, I have no problem. It would just be hard for me not to spend any money. I had also asked her if she remembered any of her peers had banking accounts, and she replied yes, she does. Interview number 3, I had asked the same question, and his reply was, depending on the question, I plan ahead to cover expenses such as gas, bills, food, essential household items. To save money, I go with the cheap route. I buy generic products instead of name brand items unless the name brand item is a needed item. Also, I set aside a couple hundred and place it into my savings account for either emergencies or, which in my case, looking for a new vehicle. And I had asked him if he remembers his peers having bank accounts, and he replied yes. All his peers, which are his employees, are required to have bank accounts to receive their pay at his place of business. I found it interesting too how people have their own way in saving money. Does this information fit into my lifestyle? By fit into my lifestyle, if I'm taking the question in right, no, it does not. No, it does not fit into my lifestyle. I apologize. I didn't really get the chance to think about this question. Just from the looks of it, I knew the answer was going to be no. it it does not fit into my lifestyle. I just learned what how many native lifestyles are. Um, yeah, here are the sources. Um, this is the article, what we can learn from Native Americans about a universal basic income. And I also had got a couple things from the Wikipedia. And that is it. I hope I hope everyone has a good day. And again, I apologize I couldn't be with everyone this morning during the class session. And yeah, that concludes my article or my presentation.